And welcome to our show, Geeks Rewired Podcast, where we talk about video games, movies, TV, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things. I'm your host, Bill, and this week we have Anna.
Hello.
And that is everybody. And you can reach us, or you can contact us by emailing us at geeksrewired@gmail.com. You would think I would have done this enough times. You can also call us at 801-896-4335.
Which is geek.
And you also, something else I don't emphasize enough, you also can text us that way too. We do receive texts. And we also have a Patreon page. If you would like to support us, it is patreon.com/geeksarewired. There's also a link in the show notes for that. And you can, by supporting us, it helps us take care of our costs, but you also get to get on our Discord channel, and you can chat with us there. Or there's another option where you also get the podcast early. So, and then also we did post at the con, the Snake River Fandom Con, pictures and stuff, which our patrons got to look at. So there's those options, those things. But we're still on a Fandom Con high, so we are going to we're going to talk about a lot of Batman, a little DC universe. Then we're going to we're going to release this week Sugar Glider comics, and we're also going to. The interview that we did. We're also going to have the review with
Warky.
Yes, Warky.
So Sugar Glider Comics and Warky.
Yes. Whether they're part of this or part of another episode, but those are being released this week. We still have more. We don't want to do everything, so we're releasing them over time. But there's some big events happening with Sugar Glider Comics this month, so definitely listen with that. And with that, I guess we'll start off with Batman. Yes,
Which
we'll start
part?
with
Which part of Batman?
See, there's this really, really cool professor, and he's teaching an entire college course about the history of Batman. And it's in Baltimore if you want to. It's the evolution of Batman.
So they can get a whole history of Batman?
Yes. You know, how he's evolved, how he's, gone from super, his origin, his, super serious, his, wonky, Adam West, his, very serious now, but super dark. So, and that's the reason why the professor is teaching this, is because he feels like there is no other superhero out there with just this range of funny, goofy, everything to like dark, serious,
Yeah, so they have a wide range of emotions with Batman, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I would be interested in taking that type of class, and especially with a subject that I really like most, which would be Batman. Like, as far as superhero-wise, that's actually my favorite comic book character.
Wow. On the good news, though, even if you don't want to, because it's hard to get, people that graduated or people that don't really want to drive to Baltimore for the entire semester, you could still read the book. The book is Glenn Weldon's book. It's called The Caped Crusader, Batman, The Rise of Nerd Culture.
Is he the one teaching the class?
No, it is Professor Stephen Leva.
And is it actually going over the information that's available in the book?
So yeah, we'll be using that as the core book for the class. And the idea of like having this evolution of, especially with society, like the Dark Knight Return, Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, where it's super dark and everything. Hyper pop, 1960s Adam West, and go-go clubs.
I think that would bring up a lot of good subjects as far as just how society is. Like, they have a lot of different characters that are in there, especially like the Joker. Actually, I wonder how in depth that they would actually go in with all the other characters that they have. Joker, like Two-Face, or like the Riddler, like how they became the way that they were.
Yeah.
And also like how that would actually work as far as, you know, the history of them as well through Batman, as far as, I don't know, but
no, it's definitely fun, especially where with the wedding that just happened, especially with Batman, the, you know, internal playboy, you know, single man can never settle down. There was the Bruce Wayne or Batman Catwoman wedding, or the Bruce Wayne Selena Kyle wedding, depending on how you recognize them.
Yeah.
So, and how that evolved. And
I guess my favorite thing about Batman, though, is that he doesn't actually have superpowers, but he's able to basically kind of buy his way into being a superhero. So, like, he's
rich. Well, he's
rich. He's mortal.
But he because he's mortal and he knows he's dealing with these super beings, you know, he has to have these backup plans, because he can't just walk up to him and expect to actually win in a fight. So he has to have these plans and kind of plan, you know, prepare things out. Oh, and also, if you're wondering, this class, it covers your media genre class, which is an English 3 class. It also means there's going to be a lot of writing.
So a college, like a...
College English 3. So you have a 1 and 2, and then 3 is usually, at least, you know, my experience, it was a literature class. So this would be the media side of it, but you're still seeing how it evolved, and you still have, since it's an English class, there's going to be papers.
Yeah, that seems very interesting. I would have liked to take this type of course when I was going to school.
Yeah. I'm sure it'd be... I would have been all over this. Oh, especially... And they do talk about... You just talk about the idea of... dealing with the idea of, like, terrorists. Especially this is where, like, you bring up Joker with the... like, the death in the family, and where Joker beats in Jason Todd's head with a crowbar. Where he kills the second Robin.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of dilemma like that would happen with that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just writing about those kind of subjects, that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. You're reading it, writing it, all that?
Yes.
I feel like I could do well this class.
I think I would have a lot of fun with this class myself if I were to take it.
I think I need to hunt down this book.
The Caped Crusade by Glenn Weldon.
Yeah. Batman, The Rise and Fall of Nerd Culture. Or I guess not the rise and fall, just the rise of nerd culture. Hasn't fallen yet. Yeah. So that's interesting. Considering so I have Adam West's Back to the Batcave book. Still working through that one. I got it signed, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to open it. At least I got something signed by him before he passed away. I just wish I could have met him.
That would have been great.
Yes.
I'd like to meet him too, but I know that it's not possible anymore.
No, not anymore. Maybe a Ouija board. Be awkward.
So what else do we have?
We have... So DC is okay. So DC is releasing a more adult line of comics. Now, this is not the first round of it. Vertigo Comics was their adult line, so it's less, kid friendly or comic book code or all this other stuff. And I'll admit, Batman's not always been kid friendly, but it's definitely not crossed certain lines. So they created an entire comic book genre for the other characters. They were never from their main line. Now they're taking these characters and putting them into into this alternate world universe. And it's called, the one that just recently came out is called Batman Damned. And the thing that got everyone onto it, this has actually been a little bit on the older side, is you get to see, is after Batman's totally beat up, he walks into the Batcave, takes off the Batsuit, and has the Bat computer analyze him. And they show the full frontal Bat tallywhacker. Yeah, so that's what everyone's like, oh! The book, if you find it, good luck, because it is difficult to find. Probably have to get it in, the after, when they combine all the stories together. There was talk of the
Is
reprint.
it like an omnibus version?
It will have to be. So this is still a fairly big book already. I guess I shouldn't say big. It's not a small comic book. It's still a fairly decent story.
But kind of a thicker hardcover version, maybe?
Not hardcover. Well, you'll have to wait till probably that point to get it. Because right now you could find it, sort of. If you want to pay cover price, you'll get good luck. Otherwise, you're paying like at least $100 for it.
That's a lot.
And there was talk of a reprint. Talking to the comic book store, they can't find it. There's nothing about the reprint at the moment.
So it's expensive because they are not in print at the moment?
They're expensive because the reprint was going to be censored, supposedly, and be different. But that could probably also add to the price as the now lack of reprint. So, like, as far as Batman Damned, is that actually just kind of a new storyline? It's not part of the main canon type of idea, even though the idea of a canon is kind of altered a lot. There's more of an alternate universe. Alternate universe. Yeah. So, kind of like you said, there was another version of Batman that did have like a weirder alternate universe where Batman was kind of evil and the Joker was good. Oh, the White Knight. The White Knight. That was a good story, which they're also going to be coming out with a sequel. So I've had a very beginning and end setup stories, like 6 or 8 comics. I forget. I read them all, but they were good. And it's not that Batman's bad. It's just Batman is over the top, not caring type of idea. And Joker ends up going, I'm going to hold you accountable. And he ends up, and even Batman ends up figuring out, like, everyone kind of like gets Batman kind of like, all right, I should get in check. I should, check myself. But he also finds out how corrupt the city is and how much they've been making money off of his existence. So there's a lot of interesting stuff with that. I kind of like the idea where it's just kind of altered and twisted. Yeah. And I have not read that, but I would be interested in checking that out, maybe seeing what that's like, because it's good. And you see the current one, Batman Metal, is also really good too. What is that? There's a lot of alternate reality Batmans and different types of Jokers and so forth. And also, these are alternate realities. These aren't alternate universes, I guess. Like Earth 2, where there's, or I guess, alternate universe Earths, where one of them, the bad guys are good guys and good guys are bad guys. There's, was it the Injustice League? There's one where Bruce dies, but Thomas Wayne becomes Batman and Martha becomes Joker. And there's there's just so many different types of universes. Usually the more commonly the 52 universes, but this isn't. So these stories aren't even of the 52 universes. They are actually full on like different ideas.
I kind of like how they do happen to change like all of the regular characters into something different than what they're normally. Does sound very interesting. So I guess the last thing that we have that we might be talking about besides...
Is Batman related?
Yeah, that is Batman related. I have not watched Batman Ninja, but it is coming to Netflix at some point.
Mm-hmm. I think it's either sometime October or November, which is funny because they also put it on other forms.
So release date to be announced.
Officially, yeah. Like it's supposed to be October, November. But look forward to it. I recommend it.
So what would you say about that, Bill?
Different. So they kind of play it. I didn't read the comic with it, so I've only seen the show. I think it is based in reality or based canon.
Did you watch the dubbed English version, or did you watch the Japanese version, or did you watch both?
I watched the English one.
The English one. Would you actually go back and watch the Japanese one?
Me and subtitles take lots of work.
Okay, so that might be a no.
I'm not opposed to it. It just takes lots of work. And I ended up watching it through DC Universe, and I didn't notice any other option. When I just hit play and just went with English.
Okay, so it gave you like one option?
I guess. I don't know. I didn't look. I'll go with that. I didn't, because I was doing other stuff. Well, I'll talk about DC Universe, I guess, in a moment, but I enjoyed it. I didn't notice any issues with any wording or stuff like that. But that's also some of the stuff that like some of the voice actors talked about, is that a lot that people have talked about is that sometimes they can't go off script really, because they have to match what is being said. It's not like, actors, that, they're being filmed.
So I've at least seen the trailer. So Batman goes back into kind of the feudal era of Japan. Mm-hmm. And Joker also goes back into that same era of time.
They do a good job of explaining how and why.
But how does that storyline kind of evolve into kind of where they're normally the protagonist and antagonist, as far as like I guess Joker, he usually commands people to do kind of his bidding.
Yeah.
So like how does all of that just kind of evolve as they go back in time? Like he still
gets people to do his stuff. I don't want to give away too much. It's still newish. It's different. I'm going to go with that. I can see how some people may not like it. I enjoyed it. I felt like the story was explained properly, and the art was interesting.
So what I like about Batman 2 is all the bat toys that he gets. So does he actually get some bat toys? Like
I cannot explain that stuff.
Okay.
Because it does actually do the spoils.
All right. So I guess you'll have to watch it as soon as it comes onto Netflix.
Or you can rent it, or you can, if you get DC Universe, you can watch it there. You can buy it.
One of those ways. Or if you wait for Netflix, you'll just have to wait until the date that it may come out in October or November.
Whenever that shall be. So, to go into DC Universe. So I did the initial, on Batman Day, they started up DC Universe, hopped on, got my free week. Was gonna do maybe the $7.99 a day. And that's the other thing. So I watched Batman Ninja on my phone. That's, I guess, maybe the other reason why I was having such things with it. That was interesting. They released information about the Titans trailer. They had John Barrowman. I love John Barrowman. He's, he was highly enjoyable. But they have all this information, and it's yay. And then I watched one of the Suicide Squad shows on my computer on a bigger screen. And I felt like I was watching a very low quality digital show most of the time, or at least half the, maybe a quarter of the time.
Is there actually a series for
it was
Suicide
a
Squad,
movie.
Or just the movie?
It was an animated movie.
Animated movie.
Yes, it was a cartoon. Just like Batman Ninja. It's a cartoon. It was different. It's still kind of like, I felt like it was a better story than the movie Suicide Squad, but DC's always been better with their animation versus their live action. But, well, I shouldn't say always. In this case, lately, yes.
I'm a fan of the animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the other stuff. You have access to, through DC Universe, you have access to Batman, the animated series, Batman Beyond, Batman the Brave and the Bold. That is just goofy fun right there. Like, it is, you walk into that, I expect almost even like Adam West is too serious for Batman Brave and the Bold. It is a kid, it isn't as like kid show as like Teen Titans Go, but it's not definitely like, you know, adult or even it's a good in the middle, I believe. Like, you just walk in, this is gonna be goofy, this is gonna be fun. They're gonna pull like the Deadpool style and talk to the crowd every once in a while. It's just enjoy the ride and don't think about it too much. You can think about it a little bit, I guess, but it's enjoyable.
That sounds like fun.
It is. It's goofy fun. But the biggest thing I was mostly annoyed with was the quality. I was like, why do I feel like I'm watching a really bad thing? Where, you know, just the quality bugged me enough that I was like, I didn't make it past my 7-day free subscription. Titans just came out. I'm going to probably pick it back up here soon, but I'm thinking about waiting until Young Justice comes out. If I get another 7 free days, awesome sauce. If I don't, I'll at least pay for the month. It's like $7.99 a month. At least get the one little bit on it. Yeah. It's a so-so. I know some friends who are doing I know some people who are doing clandestine ways of getting it. It's not good enough. And I admit the DC, they have a decent amount of stuff. And there's comics. That's the other thing I forgot. You get access to some old comic books. A lot of them are very origin comics. But they're not complete. There's not a lot there. Oh, I shouldn't say there's a decent amount there for somebody to like go through and read. For what you would, for as much as DC has in comics, you would expect a lot. I would expect a lot more, like a ridiculous amount more, actually. So in the percentage of the comics they have, it's minuscule. In the amount of like what you could read, it's a
smaller subset. But does it have like all the regular main characters and everything that they would be expecting?
Yeah, you still have the main characters and main. You know, you have like Batman Origins, Wonder Woman Origin, Superman Origin. You know, they have these main character, their origin comic books, including the reboot of the New 52 comics and stuff like that.
So would you recommend people to check that out?
If you're a DC fan like me, yes. I'm still going back. That's the thing. Is I'm still going to go back. I'm going to give it a second chance. Maybe the first week was just, this is DC doing the first thing. This is WB doing it this way. They need to like figure out whatever they're doing with it. And maybe I jumped into it the first week, so I felt like this is okay. And I almost waited until Young Justice came out, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. Okay. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to try it again. I'm hoping it's better. I can guarantee it is not going to keep me. If you signed up for the year, cool, got the free 2 months or whatever it came out with, or the $80 I think you had to pay up front. Maybe in 4 months. I don't know. Does
that cover like a certain amount of time annually or
1 year and 2 months?
1 year
covers
and 2
14 months if you do the annual. Well, if you sign up before it came out, now it just covers the 12, I believe. If you haven't signed up for that, check it out. Keep on monthly. I wouldn't go anything past it because I have a lot of online subscriptions. This one's not good enough to keep me around. And I'm tired of some of these micro transaction groups. I get why cable, everyone complains about, I don't watch these channels. Well, yeah, but cable kind of, at least I got a lot for what I paid for, where now it's going to be, I'm going to have to subscribe to all these individual tiny little things. And I'm doing subscribe to CBS. What do you have? You have the new Star Trek. Okay. Anything else? Yes, you have a history. I've already watched those shows. I don't care about them anymore, or something like that. Just HBO. At least I only get subscribed to HBO because Game of Thrones is on, or Young Pope, or Westworld. I don't stick around, and they have movies. They have good stuff, but these little things, I don't think I will ever subscribe to channels longer than 6 months tops. And that's pushing it.
Yeah. I think it's important to have like content that you actually relate to and would actually want to stay to be able to actually watch them. But otherwise, like, you don't really stay or stick around with them.
Yeah. That's why Netflix does a good job with it. There's so much. And they get so much in.
Yeah. They have a lot of content of their own. And they keep bringing more out.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to cut this part short. And you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
We're going to take a break. James is talking about comics that are coming out and a couple of the big stories. And we're going to tack something on, at this point where we've gone on so long, it's probably going to be Warky. And then we're going to release Sugar Glider Comics in a separate one this week. So with that, have a great week. And famous last words, Anna.
Batman is awesome.
Batman is awesome. Batman is cool when you're Batman.
Hey guys, this is James from Captain Bengals Comic Cove, letting you guys know about the books, some titles that are going to be released on October 17th, 2018. Lucifer #1 from Vertigo will be out October 17th. It is an extension of the Sandman universe. And essentially, if you like the Lucifer TV show, it's something you should be looking at. Lucifer Morningstar is missing, having embarked on a dangerous journey to find the mother of his abandoned son, the Prince of Lies, finds himself imprisoned and crippled by mysterious forces who seek to torment him for their own terrible ends. Meanwhile, cars crash, 2 witches blind themselves, and a tumor speaks its first words, and a perfectly good bowl of oatmeal is left to go cold. So you can think there's a bunch of hijinks that goes on, and lots of fun. All the Sandman universe books from Vertigo have been top-notch and highly, highly recommended. Another thing to talk about is Daredevil 609, which comes out the 17th as well. It is the start of the death of Matt Murdock. The 11th hour draws near as Matt Murdock prepares to square off against the kingpin of crime. He's forced to ask himself how long he can take his hits against the ropes as Daredevil before he has to hang up the horns. But first, Matt Murdock will have to embark on a crusade to free the city of New York from the Kingpin's mayoral reign. Another title to take a look at would be Shuri #1. Now, Shuri, if you're familiar with Black Panther, is the technological genius behind the Black Panther. This is the start of Shuri's solo title. This first time for Shuri to have her own title. The Black Panther has disappeared, lost on a mission in space, and in his absence, everyone is looking at the next in line for the throne. But Shuri is happiest in a lab surrounded by gadgets of her own creation. She'd rather be testing gauntlets than throwing them, but a nation without a leader is a vulnerable one, and Shuri may have to choose between Wakanda's welfare and her own. So it looks like things are getting serious in Wakanda, and it would be something that I would definitely check out when it comes out on the 17th. Last thing I want to mention, and this is something that caught my eye as I've been watching anime lately, is a title called Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody. Volume 5 is out, from Yen Press. And the title is essentially an MMORPG where a guy gets sucked into it. Typical, right? But the guy becomes a god in the world accidentally and is hiding the fact that he's a god to all the people around him. Mysteries heading around about why he's sucked into this parallel world of an MMORPG and trying to save the people around him. It's actually quite good. The anime itself was quite fun, and I would actually check out the manga. Does get a bit etchy a little bit. And also I want to mention Halloween Comic Fest on the 27th of October. Definitely set your date and raid your comic book shop. They'll have a bunch of free books. And who knows, maybe sales, maybe artists or writers down there. I know we will have a couple of writers and artists here in Pocatello showing their stuff, as well as ourselves will have quite the sale going on here. Don't know the particulars yet, but if you're around here in Pocatello, Idaho, you'll be seeing it on Facebook. This is James from Captain Bengals. Have a great time.
And welcome back to Snake River Fandom Con. And our guest for the moment, for the now, is Warky. Yay!
Warky, hello.
That's me.
Yes.
Oh, that's me. Oh, hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome.
So for the listeners, tell us about yourself.
Well, I was a young warthog when I was a young warthog. I am an actor, a voice actor. I'm a singer. I'm a composer. I'm a jack of all trades and thankfully a master of some. So, in that respect, what's which sums? I don't know. Whatever you think.
Whatever you feel like at the time. I feel the same.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've been doing this for about 20 years. It's just kind of...
Oh, nice.
It never got boring.
That's the best part.
Yeah, really.
That is a very good part.
I used to get in trouble. Now I get paid.
We might still get in trouble, but,
Oh, I still get in trouble. I guess that really hasn't
Hey,
changed.
money's money.
Yeah.
$20 is still $20.
Yep.
No.
So, what have you worked on recently that you're just getting ready to release? Or
One of the things, it's funny. I work on stuff all the time.
Okay.
I mean, I recently just got cast in a video game series, or a video game, I guess. Yandere Simulator.
Okay.
And so I play Gemataku. I'm one of the head of the gaming people in the classrooms or something. And his voice was really fun to do. And it was fun because I really had to rasp up my voice. And it became like, well, I'm really excited here, but I'm not sure I can do this. And it was so much fun to do. I felt really blessed that that I was cast as that. The other thing I worked on, that was for video gaming. So other thing I just did is I'm on to Trust and Incubus from Press Games, and that's a Yaoi Bara game, but that's for 16 plus.
Yeah.
All right.
And I play a character named Arata. Yeah. Depending on the culture, right?
Yeah.
Lastly, I just finished I did some background work, and I just worked on a movie called Twice the Dream, and that's from SNS Productions. We just finished wrapped on the movie. It comes out in March. So.
Oh, wow.
Look
forward to that, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I was very excited to play it. I did some rock concert scenes and some other stuff. And
Yeah.
Just, it's just been a lot of fun just running the gamut, I guess.
Nice. That sounds like lots and lots of fun. So anything that you can talk about that you're getting ready to start working on, or?
It's funny. I'm working on a new show that I can say the name. It's called Vice Squad. I'll be working on that. Vice Squad. I don't know what else I can really say.
Oh, no,
about
that's
it.
fine. I'm
kind of like it's kind of that territory, but I know that it's through Ascendant Studios, and it's gonna be a big thing.
No, that's why we had Neil Kaplan on. He was talking about when I asked him something he couldn't talk about. He's like, so it's NDA, non-disclosure, NDA, and non-disclosure.
No, I can definitely say Vice Squad because at least that's announced. I know the studio behind it is Ascendant Studios. So.
That's awesome.
And it's really incredible. Like it's all just coming together. It's a new thing, and it's gonna be amazing.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely look forward to that. I'll put a link in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I do my editing correctly and remember.
I hope.
Just listen to it.
Well, I'll edit it. I just got to remember to add all the extra fun stuff. Yeah. But, yeah, so have you been having fun?
Yeah, I've been having a real... Actually, I always have a blast here. Mm-hmm. Like last year I had a blast. It was incredible.
Right.
This year I'm having a different blast.
Yeah.
It's because now last year I was like, oh, okay, we were in different hotels, but this year we're only in one. We're here.
Yep.
And I think it's better I feel like it's better being here, but there's really just no one place that can hold us, you know, that can hold the con.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in a way that, they need to build something, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, this is the biggest place, and we filled it. Look at this place; it's filled. You know,
Yeah.
It's like there's no room. So
Yeah,
we
you might be
we
able to
barely
fit
found a
one
corner.
aisle here,
Yeah.
but then
Right,
you'd
exactly.
Run into, like, code issues.
Right, exactly. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, but the guests are amazing. The con had Tangle and John, who run the con.
Yeah.
They fantastic.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
been phenomenal. They've been so kind and giving of themselves in every capacity.
Mhm.
And that's something, you know, it's funny. They don't get any credit. They get zilch when it comes to credit.
Really?
And it's, you know, and they don't talk about them, and they should, because they have done a wonderful job of putting this together through blood, sweat. Well, maybe not blood. I
Maybe.
hope not blood.
I don't know. I don't know.
But
Last
sweat-
year I was
you know,
yeah
right?
doing
But at least, well, I don't know. She's also, you know, costume designer and everything. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
so maybe she.
maybe.
The point is, like, sweat and tears. They did such a wonderful thing for this community, for Pocatello, for even just us, and even just us as guests. Like, putting it all together. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thankful. So they deserve a really big shout out. So I just wanted to make sure that they had that.
Yeah, and that's why I've had him on the podcast before the con starts.
Right.
Like, hey, no, this is awesome. This is great. Come talk about this. Yes, this is close to the con. Like, the one just released a couple days ago. So obviously, like, the day the con started, a little late to, like, oh, here's information, but it's more just, hey, this is starting. This is a great thing. There's always next year if you didn't buy your ticket.
Right.
But yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Which. So I also try to work on editing that out.
Good luck.
Yeah.
It's a pretty long pause.
I know. I know. That's it shouldn't be too bad. You just chop.
Right.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
We all paused. We all
Power
knew.
of editing.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that's Neil Kaplan just, he reacted to it. I'm like, I am keeping that one.
Julia, your sandwiches.
Yes.
Actually,
Well, maybe we'll keep it. We'll just
Julia, please get your sandwich.
and they were tasty.
They
Yes.
were wonderful. Thank you, Julia. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best when you're in the booth and you say something and it's I have to play like a female character or something and you're like totally just choked. Nope, I really just nope. Wrong pipe. Oh my god. Man, that sandwich got a lot of pepper.
Yep. Spices. Too much sriracha.
Gosh, I'm wrecking that interview.
They can edit too.
Go back to that.
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny when you're in the booth and you have to speak in a female voice or something higher than your normal voices, and you're just like, "Hello, how are you?" And then you start coughing, and then you're like, "1 second, hello." It's always good. Always good for a laugh. Makes everybody feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know.
And also getting like everyone involved. That's always fun with like with the speakers. I'm in like the random grocery store or whatever, and the phone starts ringing so employees can go. We just start yelling at it. Hello. It's usually like 2:00 in the morning, but
right. Always.
Yes. They don't let that ring normally.
No.
But so, what do you recommend for somebody who obviously didn't show up this year? What should they do to get ready for next year?
What would you do to get ready for next year? Buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't
Good first
go,
start.
what were you thinking? You missed out on so much cool stuff.
I know.
That was foolish. Seriously, I'm asking you guys, buy a ticket.
Yep.
If you see a pre-reg, go pre-reg. You know how much money you save when you pre-register? Like, tickets are like $50 for the weekend here.
Yeah.
But if you pre-reg, I think they're like $30.
Nice.
You're saving like almost half the ticket price.
Yeah.
I mean,
And VIP sold out like a month ago?
yeah, VIP sold out. Yeah, that was fast. VIP always sells out.
Yeah. And it's
You know,
totally
they
worth
want,
it.
They want to meet the guests. They want to.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll spend time with you. Please
Thursday
love
night?
me.
Yeah. Thursday night, totally awesome. You eat and hang out with the
Right,
guests.
you get to
and
eat with the guests. Like, I had people sitting at my table, and they're just like, "Hi, who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm this person." And they're like, "Oh my gosh!" And then freak out, and then choking on food. It just gets worse from there. And we almost killed someone. I mean,
So I remember last year.
right. So I mean, it's a wonderful experience to come here because you're not just paying for the fact that they say the Fandom Con, after everything. I always say it's Family Con. This is Snake River Family Con. It really is a family. I mean, you feel like it, but a good family, the one you wanted but you didn't get.
The one you chose, actually.
Right, the one you chose, and you can choose this, so choose it again. We'd like to. I really want to see the con stick around every year, and it's only because of the community that even happens. And if they don't get involved, then it can't happen.
Yeah.
And it'd be a sad thing to do, especially since they haven't had a convention in 20 years or 30 years, maybe even more. Yeah, like it's something of this size, and the fact that it came to Pocatello, I think Tangle and John it was an amazing choice. Nice. It really was, and the community has been so giving of themselves, so loving, so kind. Every fan I've met has just been gosh, you just want to you wish you lived in that community because they're so amazing. I'm just what is it? Is it the water? What is it about this area? Everyone's so jaded everywhere,
Here we're just hi.
It's really refreshing and it's wonderful. I know that me and the other guests, the guests and I just keep talking about how the community. It's all about community here, and everyone seems to know each other too because it's a small town, not too small, but. Town. I shouldn't even say a town. It's a city. This is a city. You guys have a 7-Eleven. It's a city.
Actually, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't actually.
It's not a 7-Eleven. It's a
actually, this is Idaho. I don't even know if we have 7-Elevens.
You have Jackson's? No.
Oh, no, we do.
Yeah, we have Jackson's.
Okay.
Jackson's, that's the one.
We also have a lot of Mavericks here, too.
All right, you have a Denny's. The point is it's American bread.
No, that's in Chubbuck. That's in the small city.
That's right, it's Chubbuck. Pocatello's good. You have Applebee's. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, I was that is in the city.
I know it's here. We went there. It was great.
We also technically have half a Walmart, right?
No. That's all Chubbuck too.
I thought that went straight down the middle.
Nope.
All right, never mind then.
No, the road does.
All right, let's edit all of those places out and then and then just say the one.
So it's not a huge city. It's not a super teeny tiny. Which is nice because.
It's nice, but it feels removed away from the hustle and bustle of city life, real, metropolis kind of things, you know? That's why Batman doesn't come here.
Exactly.
He's they're fine.
Yeah.
He's I don't have work here,
Yeah, the bad guys don't come here.
I better go to Boise,
And even the walk it's still a good block or two.
Yeah.
But it's still not that bad, and it's it's not super hilly or
right. Plus the weather has been so nice this weekend. This is a really perfect time. People dress up in costume, you don't feel hot.
Yeah.
Even though it's crowded here, they have the AC running and it feels nice. And then you go outside, the wind is blowing, and it's just sunny out, but it's not too hot. It's been beautiful. This has been a wonderful experience.
The snow hasn't fallen yet, so
Yeah. Leaves have started falling, but no snow yet.
I noticed that,
There you go.
In the valley they have, but it's a lot of fun. So let's get back to your stuff. For final question, where can people find you and get any of your stuff?
You can totally go to my website at warkyonline.com. Yeah, I actually have a website now, warkyonline.com. Will I update it? Probably not.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything. If not, you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Warky, or Google search me, Warky. Literally, if you can't find me, you didn't try.
Check the show notes.
Check the show notes under Warky.
It's clickable.
Do you see a theme here?
Yep. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.